What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and today I am back with the next long-awaited episode of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Final Smash Origins. With Fighter Pass 1 now completely released, we can finish where we left off and tackle the remaining 6 fighters. Each Fighter Pass character had a greatly unique moveset with all kinds of brand new mechanics introduced and unique properties that haven't been seen before. And their final smashes are no different. So let's jump in to the Final Smash Origins for Fighter Pass 1. Starting with Piranha Plant, who isn't really a Fighter Pass character, but you know, what can you do? Piranha Plant's final smash summons the biggest plant of them all, Petey Piranha. Petey swings around his 2 cages, capturing any opponents who make contact with them and dealing massive damage. As Piranha Plant moves around, Petey will jump around, kinda following Plant, but in a really limited way. This is used as a way to jump around and get opponents who might be trying to avoid the final smash, but it can also send Petey down to his death. If left on stage until the end of the move, Petey will breathe fire into both cages and slam them down, sending any players inside or hit by the cages flying towards the blast zone. Petey Piranha first appeared in Super Mario Sunshine, and he has been kind of a staple boss throughout the entire Mario series ever since. But the Petey Piranha used for the final smash was a boss in Super Smash Bros. Brawl's Subspace Emissary mode, and his function as Piranha Plant's final smash is a repurposing of this boss fight, but of course it has some tweaks to make it more appropriate as a final smash. In Brawl, Petey captures Peach and Zelda, each in a separate cage, and whichever you focus on saving becomes your next team member. Peach and Zelda hang out in those cages during the entire boss fight, but in Ultimate these cages are empty and they're actually used to capture your opponents. The boss also has multiple attacks that aren't featured in the final smash, but personally I think it's really cool to see Petey return after such a long hiatus from Smash. But with that, let's now talk about the first Fighter Pass character. Joker's final smash is All-Out Attack, or Joint Raid if you're playing in Japanese. This is a recurring command in the Persona series in which the party's members group up to attack once certain requirements have been met, rather than each member attacking individually. But as a fighter in Smash, the game kind of has to ignore those RPG elements, and All-Out Attack is simply his final smash cutscene. Once empowered with the final smash, Joker will dash forward and anybody hit by the dash will be attacked by the final smash. Joker can also do a second dash input by tilting the control stick in the opposite direction of the initial dash, which can get more opponents in the final smash, or simply give him a second chance to hit someone that he may have missed. Once the final smash cutscene begins, all players hit will be attacked by some of the Phantom Thieves in 2 different possible groups. Joker alongside Ann, Ryuji, and Morgana, or Joker alongside Makoto, Yusuke, and Haru. Either Morgana or Futaba will have some voice lines during this final smash, and each have 3 different possible sayings. When the attack is over, Joker jumps forward and poses at the screen while the opponents are suffering from their injuries. If any player is at or above 100% after this final smash is over, they will instantly be killed. And if the final stock was taken using this final smash, the game will simply end on this splash screen rather than returning to normal play first. This final smash is effectively identical to the version of the move from Persona 5, with the biggest difference being in the final pose shot. In the background of Persona 5's version, the enemies have blood spraying out of their wounds. However, in Smash, this is changed to simply be sparkles. Additionally, Morgana in P5 says, "Time for some bloodshed," but this was changed to "Time for some brutality" in Smash. These changes were made in order to fall in line with the game's rating, as the DLC needs to maintain the same rating that the base game was granted. Joker's final smash is also the first final smash ever to utilize a pre-rendered cutscene. For every other final smash prior to this one, the in-game engine and models were used to perform the cinematic for the final smash. For Joker, however, this is just basically a video file that plays in the background while the actual fighter models are doing their own respective thing. This is kind of a neat behind-the-curtain aspect of this final smash. You kind of get to see in the mind of the developer for a little bit. I guess it was either too taxing on the Switch hardware or simply not worth the development team's time to make it a fully played out final smash, so it's simply basically an MP4 file being played whenever you activate it. But with that, let's move on to Hero. Hero's final smash is Giga Slash. Hero's sword becomes empowered with lightning and he slashes forward, hitting any opponents in front of him. When successful, a cutscene plays where Hero draws upon the power of every Dragon Quest protagonist that is not playable in Smash. the protagonists from Dragon Quest 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. They all touch the tips of their primary weapons together in a circle, summoning lightning, which the playable hero will then cast out from their sword to deal knockback on the players who were hit. Giga Slash is a move first introduced in Dragon Quest VI, and is a recurring ability throughout the Dragon Quest series. However, unlike its appearance in Smash, this is simply a normal ability that can be learned that isn't influenced by other protagonists or characters. So while the move has bases in the actual Dragon Quest franchise, some liberties were taken by the Smash team. Most likely, the move was meant to follow the theme of the entire character of Hero, and was meant to represent the franchise as a whole. Since not every protagonist could be used as a playable character, all non-playable characters were given spotlight in the final Smash. Hero also became the second fighter to use a pre-rendered cutscene for their final Smash. Again, this was likely because it was easier to implement a video, and it definitely could have been too taxing for the Switch. Having to load 7 new character models for the final Smash might have been too much for the Switch hardware, especially considering that there could have been potentially 8 different characters already being used in an 8-player Smash. So it was instead made a simple video. Interestingly, this cinematic was also recreated for the Dragon Quest mobile game Dragon Quest Scan Battlers. Masahiro Sakurai tweeted out a screenshot of the final Smash, then followed up with a video that shows a similar cinematic being used in the phone game. Of course, the cinematic in the phone game came out after Smash, so this is just a fun little nod to Hero in Smash. The third Fighter Pass slot is taken up by Banjo and Kazooie. Their final Smash is the Mighty Jinjinator. When activated, a giant statue will appear out of the ground and hit players in its range. Following this, a cutscene plays where one of the characters hit will be bombarded by Jinjos before slammed for a final hit by the Jinjinator. Jinjos are a race of creatures found throughout the Banjo Kazooie franchise. In each game, Jinjos are a collectible that Banjo and Kazooie can find throughout their exploration of each world. Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Kazooie Grunty's Revenge each feature 5 Jinjos in each world, but Banjo Tooie breaks the mold. Not only are there an inconsistent number of Jinjos in each world, but the actual color of the Jinjos found is totally random for each save file. The locations stay the same, but the colors will be different each time. The actual Jinjinator is featured during the final boss fight of Banjo Kazooie. After several phases, Gruntilda summons a force field that makes her immune to all of Banjo and Kazooie's attacks. So, the Jinjos come to the duo's aid, with 4 statues appearing on the battlefield. After activating each statue, the Jinjo inside will fly at Grunty, and once all are activated, the 5th and final statue, the Mighty Jinjinator, will request to be activated. The Mighty Jinjinator is either the god or the ruler of the Jinjos, depending on which game you're looking at, and once activated will bombard Grunty with a series of multiple attacks before finally slamming her once and for all off the top of her castle, down to Spiral Mountain, where she becomes trapped under a gigantic boulder. This final boss sequence is actually referenced in the reveal trailer for Banjo and Kazooie, with King K. Rool being the substitute for Grunty falling off the castle and being crushed by the boulder. The 4th slot is of course Terry Bogard from the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters series, and his final smash is Triple Wolf. First, Terry will shout Overheat and release a triple geyser, which confirms a hit if an opponent is hit by them. This then transitions into a cutscene where Terry hits the opponent with a power dunk before charging up and performing a Buster Wolf on the opponent. This final smash is rather unique in that it simply utilizes aspects of Terry's standard moveset. It's just done in a more dramatic and flashy way. The Triple Geyser is a set of 3 Power Geysers, which is one of Terry's super special moves that he can perform once he's above 100%. Power Dunk is Terry's down special, and Buster Wolf is the other super special move that can be used. These moves all of course come from various moves through Terry's long history in the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters franchises, each first appearing in different games. Last but not least is Byleth, the rep hailing from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Their final smash is quite the mouthful. Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. Byleth whips their sword forward, trapping anyone hit by its range. A cutscene then begins where Sothis is in the background, charging Byleth up with power and turning their hair green. Byleth then launches their sword outward to send the opponent flying. Ruptured Heaven is an attack found in Fire Emblem 3 Houses, an art which is exclusive to Byleth while using the sword of the creator. However, this Progenitor God version, meant to be a super high energy version, is kind of a Smash original. Fire Emblem 3 Houses does have an upgraded version called Sublime Heaven, which is a part of the upgraded Sublime Creator Sword used in Chapter 10. Because Byleth in the Final Smash has green hair, it means that this actually can't be the base Ruptured Heaven, but it has to be the upgraded Sublime Heaven. So really, it's an upgrade of a standard move. And that is going to do it for Fighter Pass Volume 1's Final Smash Origins. It seems pretty crazy that when the previous episode of this series was released, we only had Piranha Plant released, and we only knew about Joker and the Fighter Pass. We still had literally 4 question marks on that little graphic, so it's kinda crazy to think how long it's been since the last time I made one of these videos. Now before anyone asks, I am of course planning to do Final Smash Origins for Fighter Pass Volume 2, whenever that is finally completed, which hopefully it won't be the end of 2021 like they said, but if it is, then I guess I'm gonna see you guys in 2 years. Peace.